Welcome, welcome to Winning on Wednesday. My name is Juan Vides, and I'm the founder of Winning on Wednesday. Today's guest is Lisa Rodino. Lisa Rodino is a commercial financial specialist who helps small business owners and investors navigate the many financial options available to help them grow and prosper. In her early career, Lisa was a radiational therapist who provided clinical radiation treatments to her cancer patients. As such, that she's enjoyed easing tension and helping people get through very stressful times. This served her very well when she decided to return to the workforce and begin assisting men and women with finding the right solutions for their business. As a commercial and small business lending, Lisa is well known for getting to know her customers and learning what their needs are. She is the one who really takes time to explore all the options for her clients. And her services ranges from affordable unsecured lines of credit, equipment financing, startup funding, unsecured loans, AR finances, PO loans, commercial real estate, investor lending. She's an expert in providing, helping, funding investments for real estate, including but not limited to investment properties, multifamilies, commercial owners occupied in unique real estate. And not to mention, Lisa is a member of the American Association of the Commercial Finance Brokers, the premier trade association empowering independent commercial financing professionals and their funding sources partners. How are you today, Lisa?
I am doing well. How about
Hey,
you,
Lisa.
Juan?
Good, good. And can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Lisa? What your parents did? What I like to always start out with when I introduce people is what did parents do for a living? Because it gets an understanding of where you came from and where you are now. And it's really interesting because our parents, I always say, have an influence on us and always put values on us. So I like to start out with that. I like to start out with a conversation. You know, tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, I'm one of six. My parents had five boys in 10 years, and 12 years after that, I turned up as the big surprise, that good Catholic calendar surprise. My parents were both from Canada. They ended up in the US in the Portland, Maine area. My father used to work on the shipyards, but eventually became a mechanic at a local shop. And as time progressed, my mother watched his wages not increase as much as she would have liked. So they purchased a property and he started his own mechanic shop. And my mother was always working evenings, doing waitressing work or working conferences over in Boston with a cousin of hers. And eventually she started buying real estate. And this
Wow.
is in the 60s and 50s. She would acquire homes, and she had her work crew. She had five sons. She put them to work to go restore the properties and get them ready for renting. And she did that for a number of years. And then as she got older and when she had me, she was not working outside the home as much anymore. So they ended up moving down to Florida. And when she was in her, 50s and 60s or early 60s, her brother and her cousin were eyeing something over the newspaper. And she's like, "What are you two doing?" And her brother's face lit up, which she's one of 14. And he's like, "You're going to love this." And they taught her about investing in the stock market. And she did that until she was 98 years old. And she ended up, when she was 78, seeing my daughter at age 8 on a computer. And she goes, "If she can do it, so can I." She made my brothers buy her a computer. And she started doing her trading online.
Well, that's amazing. That's a truly amazing story. How your mother was uh just very active and with the family and support. It just wow. This is a truly an amazing story. Tell us when you were 7, what did you want to grow up? What did you want to be when you want to grow up when you were around 7?
Well, I always was longing to be a mother, raising kids and, doing right by them. And I always initially had my career goals in that path. I always wanted to be able to support the household if it was ever needed. So I went into a field that was always in need. I come from the medical community. I started as an X-ray tech, became a radiation therapist, and it definitely served me well because I was always able to have employment when I was needing it and always able to work around my kids' schedule. So that was great while I was doing that.
What was your degree in?
I am a radiation therapist and a diagnostic X-ray tech. So I had training in the hospital. I was working with patients from the first day of going into my training program. And then as years progressed with the experiences that I got, I was actually the director and manager of departments over the years.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us what made you decide to go into what you did into what you're doing now.
Well, my husband and I owned a residential brokerage back in the 90s, and early 2000s, we kind of saw the handwriting on the wall because we were living in the Detroit metro area, and I'm sure you recall that 2008 real estate bubble that happened. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, we kind of were watching what the lenders were providing for financing for the properties, and it didn't match what the true value of the properties were. So we knew things were not going to go well with that. So we decided to go back to the private sector, and we watched that unfold. And now when things calmed down in 2016, it was time for me to decide, do I stay in the hospital or do I go back into finance? And it was like, yeah, it's time to go back to finance. Things have calmed down, and we've done well with that since.
Wow. Now you talked about your mother, who is definitely someone who is inspirational. Were there any other role models or anybody else who inspired you?
Over the years, I have watched, the women that have really come up over the ladders. I'm a big fan of Shark Tank. So Barbara is always someone that we look to, and look at her achievements in the real estate market. And had my mother had her guidance before, I think she would have done even more. And I love watching what they do. And when I'm watching Shark Tank, it's like, wait a minute, guys, don't give your business away. Let's go find you some other lending so you can keep your equity. So Barbara was definitely a big influence.
Wow. And have there ever been any achievements in your life or anything that you've got you excited that you wanted to share to our listeners?
Well, I have 3 kids that have turned out to be very successful. So, those are some good achievements that we have. And motherhood has been a big part of my life. So
wow. It seems like you accomplished your dreams and goals very sure, your personal dreams and goals
yes.
very early on. Tell us about something about when you went on your own. Were you scared and nervous?
Well, yes, I was, because having to go out and start networking, I was not the person that wanted the center of attention. I wanted to hold onto the wall and be the wallflower and just take in everything. And when I started having to go to in-person networking, the host would grab hold of me the first time I went and was like, oh, tell us what you do. And a pitch or an elevator speech was not anything that I knew I even needed, let alone, oh, let's put you and give you the highlight and you have the audience's attention. Tell us about you and talk about stumbling. But I got through it, and now I'm doing all right now.
You're doing more than all right. Just so the listeners know, Lisa's amazing. She has invited so many guests to Winning on Wednesday, and I'm really grateful. And that's why she earned this interview. I said, Lisa, you gave us love. Now it's time to give you love in return. And I'm very grateful for that. And thank you so much. And I wanted to let everybody know that how grateful and thankful we are of you for inviting so many guests and so many great people. You're awesome. You're the best. And listen, you have given us great advice. Now, this segment, I like to give the wow moment or the wow golden nugget, I like to call it. Is there any information that you like to give off to our listeners that, that can be very important? Because I always say you want this information to be heard and for them to be shared and to rewind to be back at this point. So this is the time of the golden nugget. What is the valuable information you give to our person to help their business or become a better business person? I mean, you really gave it to us already, but if you want to give us another one, that'd be awesome.
Well, it's about thinking of the other person. It's not about yourself. It's not about your business. Help others make the connections that they need, and they will come back to you. That has been something that has really helped me. And now I have people sending me their connections all the time because they're hearing what we do and they realize that it's going to help those folks. So, make sure that people know what it is that you can do to help a business owner, but also help business owners help their businesses by making those introductions for them. That is key to, expanding your growth in business.
Absolutely. And one of my mentors said it best. You can have everything in this world just by helping other people. And that was Zig Ziglar said that best.
Yes.
And that's, one of the things that I do. I try to help out people as much as I can, and that's why I'm able to have a lot of opportunities. It led me to have 6 companies, so it really is something that I strive for and help out others, and a true testament. And it's about self-serving. It's always about giving and helping others. Speaking of helping others, do you belong to any organizations or any other? And do you feel has any other organizations has helped you? I know WOW has. You're part of WOW,
yes.
But besides WOW, is there any other organizations you belong to?
Yes, I am part of a couple of different hard money lender type of organizations that we always look out for one another and can direct each other to the right lenders. So I have a couple of those folks, and we have conferences annually that we go to, and not just one or two. There's plenty out there, and it's not just for hard money, but it's for all kinds of lending products for business owners, because I always want to make sure I have the right products on hand for my clients. And then I also have some other organizations that I'm a part of for networking. I know you may know David Gussum over at 516 Ads. He was the first person that drugged me out in front of the stage to make me have to give my presentation.
Yep, absolutely. No, listen,
Yep.
we do give credit. I actually, I go way back with David Gus, and we actually, the first time I went networking, it was with the Long Island entrepreneurs. I won't forget, it was at the ground round. It was with Yvonne Bisk and Howard Bisk. If they're listening, how you doing, Howard and Yvonne Bisk? And I won't forget, and that's where I met David. It must have been close to maybe 15, 20 years. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about the ground round in Levittown. If people remember that, that was a very, very long time ago. But no, I always say, listen, it's always great. There's different types of networking. Not everyone is different. And you have to see what works best for you, and some of them are transactional and other are personals. And as you know, in WOW, we're a little bit different. We're very personal. And tell us about WOW, how your experience with WOW. Has it? You want to share some of the stories about WOW?
Oh, absolutely. Well, wow, you've really wowed me. Your list of contacts is endless, and you have some great people on there, familiar faces on the calls that folks I already knew, but haven't had contact with recently. And then others that are brand new to me. And it's been great to connect with some new folks. And the way you do your programs and, have everybody go into their networking rooms, that really works out well. So you've taken the networking, the virtual networking to a whole new level. It's been wonderful.
Excellent. Thank you. And Lisa, tell us a little bit more about your business for our listeners of what you do, your core business and your services of your business.
Sure. So what we do is we do everything business lending. We can do everything from unsecured lines of credit to helping business owners separate their personal and business credit to work to get them a credible business entity that will receive offers from lenders that are favorable instead of those hard money items that end up destroying businesses. We work on getting things that are priced at a reasonable rate so that you can have success with your business. We also do real estate investing lending. So if it's not a primary residence, we can help you with that financing. We can also help with commercial real estate. If you're looking to buy a property for your business, we can work with you to get you SBA lending or conventional lending for your commercial buildings. And back to the real estate investing products that we have everything from your bridge products where you want to turn it around quickly to fix, flip, and resell and then do it again. Or if you want to be a landlord, we have 30-year products that can go fixed rate 30 years, and we can do interest only for the first 5 or 10 years. So we have a lot of creative ways to get you the funding you need to expand and grow your business. And we have products that can help you always be in a constant state of readiness for the next opportunity, because going to the bank when you need the money is not a good plan.
And Lisa, if people want to learn more about you, what is the best way to reach you or contact you?
Well, you're always welcome to give me a call at 516-268-0350, or you can email me or go on one of our websites and fill in the form, and we will get back with you.
Sure. And what's the website?
We have www.finance.com or Rodino, R-O-D as in dog, I-N-O.com.
Okay. Well, Lisa, that's wonderful. And thank you again for this time. And this information was wonderful. And your stories are wonderful. It just shows you, like I always say, people do business who they like and they trust. And I've gotten to know you more, and I'm trusting you now. And I can't wait to do business with you.
Oh, thank you.
And I just want to say thank you for your time.
Oh, you're very welcome. And thank you for having me today and for this opportunity. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, folks. Well, that's it for now. And we'll see you next time.